All right, here are your news and notes, and let's get into this. This is ugly stuff here, but Jimmy Garoppolo left in the first quarter. I think he scored 2 fantasy points in this game. And Purdy came in and did a decent job. And he, the numbers weren't terrific, but 2 touchdowns, 25 of 37, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception for Brock Purdy, who will now be the starting quarterback going forward for the 49ers. Heath, what does this mean for every relevant 49er? Oh, Heath, you're muted.
I'm trying to do my best. It is bad for every relevant 49er except Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's first game without Elijah Mitchell, it looked like, hey, we're just going to treat Christian McCaffrey like the Panthers did and let him touch the ball all the time. And Brock Purdy looked very comfortable dumping the ball off to Christian McCaffrey. So I think McCaffrey is back in the RB1 overall discussion rest of season. Everybody else, now we've got too many mouths to feed and a guy that's going to dump it a lot to the running back. And he's worse as a passer. So I think Aiyuk and Deebo are both boom bust number 3 wide receivers. Kittle's going to remain a top 12 tight end, but barely.
It's on reputation alone.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
really what it is. Yeah. 5.4 ADOT passing for Purdy. Maybe that goes up a yard and a half with a week's worth of practice and understanding what the offense is. Deep passing rate 8.1%. The EPA was negative 0.03. That's fine. Completion rate was 68%. That's not bad. But yards per attempt 5.7.
Yeah.
Hard to feel good about.
5.4 yards, air yards for pass attempt, by the way.
The air yard, correct,
would be the lowest in the NFL. I mean, that's incredibly low. It's not exactly a household number, but Mike White last week, I think, was at 5.8 or something. And I was, going on about how it's hard to be successful when you're throwing the ball that short. I don't know, Dave, you can look up what it was for White this week. But yeah, Purdy was very conservative, a lot of dumping it off. And I could go back in time, and I did. I could tell you what the quarterbacks did when Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt in previous years and what the receivers did. But I think the big difference here is you've got, as Heath said, too many mouths to feed. You got McCaffrey, Deebo, Aiyuk, Kittle. It's just too many. Because, for example, who was it? Nick Mullins.
What?
He averaged 285 passing yards per game in 2018 in his starts.
And that's the other thing. I think we could get to a point in week 15, hopefully by week 15, but maybe not until week 16, where we kind of settle into, these are Brock Purdy's 2 guys. Young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks generally have a security blanket or 2. Right now, it looks like McCaffrey is the security blanket, but it's possible another guy could emerge as the true number 2 guy or the number 1 guy, and we could feel okay about him. It's just the other 2 are going to turn into nothing if that happens.
Okay.